Thanos is heading for Earth and we'll need some friendly neighborhood heroes and guardians to save us. I'm Erika Ishii, and this is Screen Junkies News. Last Friday, Marvel gave us our first look at Avengers Infinity War, which started filming in January 23rd of this year. With me to watch it right now is David Griffin, the host of Collider TV Talk. Are you pumped for this?
I'm pumped. Glad to be back.
I'm so excited to watch this. It's going to be so cute. Oh, my gosh. All right, here we go. Let's get this on.
Before creation itself, there were 6 singularities.
Who do we think that is?
That is Benicio. I heard it again. That is Benicio.
We were talking about this earlier.
The collector.
I think it is.
Infinity Stone.
Because he would know all of this.
Right.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable.
Day one of what promises to be a year
It's crazy seeing them all together.
lensing.
I remember actually going to see the first Avengers with one of my best mates from home, and I'd never have dreamed that I'd ever be in one of these movies, let alone playing Spider-Man. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
He does a good job with his American accent. He's good.
Oh,
He does a
his
great
American
job with
accent is super
Mm-hmm.
good.
What we always try to do at Marvel Studios is we're building the cinematic universe, is look at the big picture. How can things relate across movies and across years? Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of the
Script
entire
Bible.
Marvel Cinematic Universe as
You
started.
could unblur those pages.
I
to
know,
see.
right? I bet there are algorithms that can do
It
that
really
for
is
us.
an unprecedented culmination of a series of films interlinked together, which at the time had never been done before. And for us, the important thing is making it all come together. We know they're going to face Thanos. We've been setting that up since Avengers 1. How do you do that in a way that is unexpected, that pits the Avengers against somebody who is more powerful than anyone they faced, and yet make them completely unprepared to face him? Well, tear them apart, which is why we did Civil War before Infinity War.
As we were conceiving and executing Civil War, the end of that movie was very much a setup for what these movies would be. We always had the sense of that.
Tony is now talking to Steve. The Avengers are basically a name with nobody in it. The world is vulnerable.
Tony senses this greater threat approaching, and so he is doing everything in his power
So
to keep her
beautiful.
I
safe.
want to get
Their
that.
concept art is just mind-blowing.
Thanos shows us why he's the biggest, the best, the baddest villain that we've ever had, and the most frightening villain that the Avengers have ever faced.
Yeah,
The
it
most
looks just like
exciting
him.
part is the
No hat.
incredible roster
Yeah.
of well-developed characters, and it's going to create a really combustible, exciting, massive-scale adventure.
You know that we're onto something within the studio when we hit upon an idea or we see a piece of concept art and all of us in the room go, this is cool. And in Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers will meet the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Great news. They're all coming together.
Because of what Marvel is, because of what they have done over the last 10 years, these next 2 Avengers films will be an event like no one has ever seen on film before.
It's true. It's all been building up to this. Well, that was thrilling.
Speechless.
I'm pretty
So much
excited.
goodness there. So much Marvel goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot to break down in that. But one thing that we definitely need to discuss is that the Avengers are 100% split up at this point, and they were saying that Captain America's Civil War was that was the point of it, was to split them up. Now, do we think that they're going to get back together to fight, or are they going to fight Thanos on 2 different fronts?
I think they're going to get back together to fight. Something's going to happen that's going to be like, look, guys, there's something bigger than our beef, than our personal beef that was established in Civil War. We need to overcome it. We need to come together because Thanos is this galactic threat, one of those guys that can like blow everything up, and we need to stop him. I think they're going to come together. I don't think they're going to be divided once Thanos comes to Earth or wherever he comes. I think they're going to be together.
You think that that's
think
going to
so.
unite them?
I think so,
I
yeah.
mean, he was saying that he's going to be the biggest and the baddest and the biggest threat that they've ever faced. So I'm actually looking forward to that because I feel like we could use a really good, strong Marvel villain.
Right. And what's so scary is like we've seen all these stones and what they can do on an individual level, you know, whether it's, you know, the Captain Americas or just Loki using the Tesseract, just one of the stones. And this guy is trying to get all 6 on a gauntlet to just basically try to wipe everything out. So that's pretty scary.
Right. We only have 4 of them. We only have track of 4
We have
of
5.
them, right?
We have 5. Yeah. We're missing the soul
excuse
gem.
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're missing the soul gem. Which is the last
So
one.
we
We're
think
not sure where
Thor
it is.
Ragnarok.
That's one of the theories that maybe Hela, who's a new villain, I believe that's Cate Blanchett's character. It's awesome. Maybe she has, that's just a theory, but no one really knows.
All right. The other big news, Guardians of the Galaxy. How are we going to see them enter the Avengers universe? How are they going to get to Earth? Do we think that maybe they were contacted by Tony Stark? And that's how they were incorporated into this world?
I think from some of the photos, we're kind of like, you know, watching the trailer all here together and slowing it down and looking at it. I really think that from the scenes that we've seen, especially that opening shot of the 3 of them on that battlefield, it doesn't look like, you know, some of the shots we saw that they're on Earth. So I kind of think that maybe they'll use Thor's Bifrost, which kind of transports him from different worlds, from worlds to worlds, that they're going to use that to transport them to wherever the Guardians of the Galaxy are, as opposed to the Guardians coming to Earth.
Right.
This is my theory. This is my theory.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's a really great
Yeah.
theory. It's great to like pull from all the different Marvel movies thus far and to see what they're gonna put into this one. But speaking of putting awesome things into this one, Spider-Man. We saw
Yes.
from a Facebook video and from that trailer there that Spider-Man is gonna be in the film with them. So how is he going to be fighting this huge villain in space? Spider-Man does a lot of what we call street level villains so far in the films.
Right, because he needs, you know, something to latch on to. You know, he can't,
Right.
he can't
And he also
swing
needs
in
air.
space.
Yeah.
He needs air. He needs some
Yeah.
gravity. I think we're going to see him again, you know, on the battlefield. Going back to my theory about the Bifrost being I think he's going to be on solid ground. I hope we get to see them in spaceships. I can't wait. Like, I'd love it if there was a scene where the Guardians and the Avengers are together, like in Star-Lord's spaceship together, like, you know, as bunkmates. Can you imagine that? Like the banter with like, baby, I don't know how big Groot's going to be, however big Groot's going to be and all. That'd be so great.
Oh,
Yeah, like
and
that,
speaking of
right.
this concept art is very interesting because we see Thor with a new hammer that is not Mjolnir as we know it right now. Now, do we think that he loses Mjolnir in Thor Ragnarok?
Right, or maybe he finds another one. I mean, I think because, you know, we have Hela coming, we're going to see different, you know, different worlds we're going to visit. Maybe he finds another one, or it's reforged, you know?
Right.
I think it forged from like a dying star or something like that. So maybe he'll get a new one, more upgraded version.
Right. There's been
2.0,
some
Mjolnir
speculation.
2.0.
Yeah, there's been some speculation that the Smith who forges it is going to be in the next film. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe give him some upgrades, a little better version. Yeah.
Yeah. This is really exciting. I feel like they've been ramping up to this for so long now. But are there any concerns that it's going to be too top heavy, too many characters to deal with, too many large concepts to bring together?
I was a little bit worried when they first announced it, but then I remember it's like, this is going to be a 2-parter, which they're filming, you know, back to back, you know, so you don't have to wait too long for the next one to come out. So like a movie, like let's say like Lord of the Rings, you know, that has so many characters, so many different areas and lands to explore and people to meet. They're spreading it out, and I love that they're shooting back to back, which makes me, you know, feel like they have that focus. They know where they're going, where the story's going, and then, you know, what's it going to be like? My question was going to be like afterwards, you know, like who's going to be left alive? I think we might lose somebody. I really think that. I think these actors, we're going to see some changeover at some point. I think we're going to lose somebody. I don't know who yet, but I think we're going to lose somebody after this is over, which is kind of sad.
In Captain America, or gosh, what was it? No, it was Avengers: Age of Ultron. They showed bringing the new kids in.
Yeah.
And they're training this new generation. Do we think that I think that maybe the torch is going to get passed because a lot of these actors, I mean, just in the meta right now,
Right.
a lot of these actors have been with their Marvel contracts for a long time, and they're starting to want to do something new, for sure. Chris Evans. I don't know. They've done a really good job of making us care about these characters over the course of all these films.
Yeah, it's hard because like we love them. You know, we spend so much time with them, all these hours with them. But also too, if you look at the comics, you know, we have. I know at least for a while, I know Falcon was Captain America.
Yes.
There's a female Thor out there right now that Jason Aaron's writing about. So maybe they could go in that direction. I don't know. I mean, there's so many, again, comics have been around for so many, decades. They have so many stories they can pull from. And Marvel does such a good job at introducing new characters and making you fall in love with, like, as soon as Tom Holland had that little thing, a little, 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes on Captain America Civil War, we instantly loved him. We fell in love with him in 30 minutes. We haven't even seen like his origin story yet, which we're going to see in Spider-Man Homecoming. So I think I trust him.
Yeah. I'm very excited about it as well. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah. We want to know, do you think that this is too many heroes to put into one story? How do you think that they are going to layer on top of each other and be interwoven into the story? I want to hear all of your Marvel theories. Thank you so much for watching. Please click here for more internets. Make sure to subscribe to Screen Junkies News.